hospitality began in 1921 during one of America's most disturbing events.
In the woods nearby, you can see the remains of a house that's now kind of collapsed. But once upon a time, this was an important place.
This is the home that my grandfather built to raise his family in.
Ed Threet and Reverend Allen are cousins and have heard tales of how this house became a refuge for people desperately fleeing the nearby city of Tulsa.
What happened in Tulsa should never happen to anybody. You know, it just shouldn't happen. But my grandpa, being the kind of man that he was, just opened his heart and let people come to stay here.
The event that people were escaping from was the Tulsa Race Massacre.
An African-American young man is accused of speaking inappropriately to a white woman, and ultimately those accusations will lead to a raid of a white mob upon the thriving and successful black community of Tulsa, Oklahoma.
It was absolutely devastating. In the end, something like 35 square blocks of the city were burned to the ground. The initial estimates were that about 36 people were killed in the riots, but later it emerged that the number might have been as high as 300.
These are stories that I've heard where our property, people were able to come and stay here and rest until they were able to find additional means to take care of themselves.
Later in the decade, a key moment in American history would turn the Threet family property into the only one of its kind. The Threet filling station, situated on the edge of Oklahoma City, was a welcome stop for motorists during a time when automobile travel was booming. But driving meant different things to different people.
Traveling during the Jim Crow era for a black person was filled with all kinds of dangers, from entering a building, or needing to get gas, more importantly, trying to go to the bathroom.
Reverend Allen and Ed's grandfather recognized this sad state of affairs and opened the Threet filling station in 1922. When the road here became part of Route 66 5 years later, it was said to be the only black-owned service station on the whole 2,448-mile highway.
This black-owned filling station was critical to the success of African Americans that traveled along the Mother Road. Imagine not being able to get gas at a white station, but if you came to this filling station, you were home. You could get gas and keep on motoring along.
As word spread of this unique gas station, people began stopping here for more than just gas.
There was a table here. People could sit around the table. Generally, they were playing dominoes or cards or something to that nature. And here there were booths and stuff like that. In this area over here, well, you can see where food will be passed to from the kitchen to different customers.
At weekends in the summer, it was in the field behind the gas station where eyes were drawn.
This service station, they have what's called the Negro Baseball League. We had cars lined up all the way down the road, about 2 or 3 miles.
Backstop was here, first, second, third base. We had bleachers along the side here. People came here to relax, enjoy themselves.
But this service station wasn't just a welcome stop for black motorists, but a potentially life-saving one too.
Just a bit down the road was the town of Luther, which was a sundown town.
There were literally signs that would say black people had to be out of town by sundown or else. And at a time when lynching was still prevalent in this country, The or else was serious. That was a real threat.
Next door to the gas station, the Threets offered an alternative nighttime experience.
The Threet enterprise became a gathering place for people in the community. They could come out on the weekends for barbecue and dances.
There was a jukebox in the corner up there. There was always music being played. Pretty much before the middle was a dance floor.
The bar was called the Brown Bomber and was run by Ed's father.
I enjoyed every second that I was in this place. My brother and I, every Friday and Saturday, we would barbecue ribs. That was sort of like our job.
The Threet family had built something centered around community, an approach that continued as the service station passed down through the family. In 1950, Uncle Euless and Auntie Elizabeth took over and lived upstairs. But Elizabeth would soon have to run things single-handedly.
Uncle Euless, he passed away in December 1956. She never came back up here again. That's when she had her bedroom downstairs. She ran the business, she kept it up and going. She did all of that while she was still a school teacher.
At the end of the 50s, traffic began to be diverted away from historic Route 66 to the new interstate highway. Dwindling customers and Elizabeth's old age finally took their toll, and the service station shut for good in 1974. The Threet filling station was a vital sanctuary to African Americans throughout the middle of the 20th century, as the road to racial equality progressed painfully slow, and that journey is still ongoing.
10 years ago, I was the mayor of Luther, and I had a citizen tell me, don't let dark catch you in town. So you would like to think that things have changed. They haven't changed that much. They haven't.
Not at all.
We definitely are not at the finish line yet. There's definitely some good distance to travel. And if I could travel, I would travel with Threet family filling station folks, because historically that family has embodied the right spirit that we need to move forward.